The best video games to me are those whose stories can't be told in any other medium. These games' narratives shape their gameplay, and their gameplay in turn shapes their narrative. So I wanted to share 3 games that really captured that narrative gameplay synergy, 2 of which I'm playing right now. I'm finishing my first playthrough of Hades right now, and the core structure of this game's story is inseparable from its gameplay loop. Like, imagine watching a show about a guy trying to escape the same place over and over again, but every time it's just a little bit different. That would feel abysmal. But by combining the narrative of Zagreus' impossible escape from the underworld with a roguelike gameplay structure, it creates a very interesting meta-narrative. It creates this story where Zagreus gets stronger with each escape attempt, and the other characters begin to fear him for his strength and level of determination to climb out of hell to find his mother. Speaking of climbing, I'm finishing Cairn, which utilizes the meticulous gameplay of rock climbing to examine the maladaptive extremities of avoidance in relationships. The main character Ava is so far away from her partner Naomi and their family, especially during a really challenging time, as she makes this terribly dangerous trek up Mount Kami. Throughout the game, you increasingly see the cost of this pursuit on Ava and her relationships as she refuses to address the root causes of her distress, and simultaneously the physical and emotional toll she's willing to pay to climb this mountain. The gameplay has you controlling each of her limbs and painstakingly noting every detail, every nook and cranny of these rocks as you search for a path upward on this mountain. One wrong move can see you fall and lose 30 minutes of progress in this game, but when I did, I felt like I was playing as the main character Ava, and I had this rugged determination in me to get right back on the wall and find my way up. And what's so interesting about this gameplay loop is that Ava refuses to take this meticulous observation and perseverance that she applies to her climbing into her relationships. But what's also interesting about the synergy between the gameplay and the narrative is that Ava's avoidance actually functions as an asset to her on this mountain. And I think this is the developers subtly extending empathy to Ava as a character, where she's looking for a space in which her relational deficits become her strengths. And lastly, Anne Roger is a game about early onset dementia told from the perspective of the person experiencing the disease. The gameplay allows you to really feel the fear, horror, and loss of autonomy that the main character Sophia experiences every day. The game's inputs are very simple. You'll be tasked with completing an activity of daily living, like say feeding yourself, and you'll have unmarked buttons on the screen that you don't know what they do, so you press them to figure out the correct order in which you have to pick up a spoon, put it in the bowl, and then put it in your mouth. But when Sophia becomes more distressed or in situations where she's less lucid, more buttons will pop up on the screen, and it becomes even harder to figure out how to perform your basic activities of daily living, and you really feel the frustration and horror she feels just trying to get by each day. And simultaneously, some of the game's most beautiful moments are born from the simplicity of its gameplay. In moments where she's more lucid, Sophia and her husband share these tear-rending trips to the local park or their favorite bakery together, and the inputs replicate that feeling of friction that still exists even when she's lucid, where you'll be trying to move her leg across a puddle so that she doesn't get her shoes wet, or you'll be trying to point at something that she wants in a bakery but she's having trouble identifying it. And the beauty that this game conveys is that in spite of this friction, these moments are still so beautiful and precious to this couple. But let me know in the comments some of your favorite games that really capture gameplay and narrative synergy.